And then, of course, the one Raul is referring to, Across the Spider-Verse, also dropped. Any of
That was just
these?
like a couple, what, 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, so let's talk about Spider-Verse, because it's definitely a pretty deep cut kind of trailer. That was
Yo,
pretty
dude.
interesting. What do you think about it, Raul?
I think it looks really cool. I think we're gonna get all these different animation styles, and we finally got our first look at the Spot, voiced by Jason Schwartzman,
Mm.
which I think is really cool. I'm curious to they say he's gonna be the villain, but he seems like kind of a goofy villain. So I'm wondering how threatening he's gonna be. Is he gonna be played for just laughs, or if he's gonna end up being like a really real threat by the end of the film or something? But
I think the
it just
latter.
looks. What's that?
I think the latter, like the
Yeah,
second part of that, because
I think so
you know,
too. I think we're gonna see a character development with him. But
yeah,
in general, this movie visually looks astounding, and
yeah.
and I'm so excited to see all the different animation styles. I think they've said like maybe 6+ different animation styles we're gonna see in this film,
Oh
probably.
yeah.
And it's just cool that they're continuing the human story, the emotional story, and him being he's now living in a moment in his life where he's now the first movie, and I can't remember where I heard this, but they did a great breakdown of this, and it's so good. Is that the first movie is like him discovering that he can be a hero, right? He can be part of he's doubting himself, but no, you can be a Spider-Man, and you can live up to it, right?
Mm.
Now the second movie is now, well, no, I don't want to be like you guys. I want to be my own Spider-Man.
Right.
So it's a really kind of interesting dynamic that going from the first movie to the second movie. And
Also,
so it just, yeah.
if we could talk about some little tiny detail stuff, Raul and we are Puerto Rican, and I would be lying if I didn't say that I got giddy whenever I see the mom
Yes.
snapping and a little Puerto Rican flag kind of shows up with her snaps.
Yes.
Because like
Yes.
that's the kind of stuff where there's a lot of people who say representation, like, oh, who cares about representation matters, like it's just if the story is good, then that's what matters. While I do agree that the story should be good, as someone who gets to experience representation on camera at times like this, I get really hyped about that stuff, and it really goes to show how much representation
It
really
was
does matter.
it was very exciting to see. It was very cool. I mean, when his mom snaps, it just took me right back to my mom when I got in trouble. And I'm gonna give a little inside baseball here. I'm the person who animated that shot. His really great, awesome animator named Daniel Ceballos. And if you're wondering why that name sounds familiar, that is indeed my brother. And he
Hmm.
has been working as an animator on Spider-Verse. He's
Hell
an
yeah.
animator for Sony, and he worked on that shot. And he as soon as the trailer dropped, he went out on social media and talked about how he fought to have that little Easter egg in there. He pitched the idea of the snap and the Puerto Rican flag, and he fought to get it in there. He pitched it to them, and they went with it, and it's in the movie now.
And it has, yeah,
And
I've seen only positive thoughts about that tiny little detail. It's so
it's so
good.
I'm such a proud big brother right now. I mean, he's it was so great. And then just hearing all the feedback from other people, like Puerto Ricans coming out and saying, "Oh, this makes me so happy. I'm
Bro,
so glad to see this." And it just warms my heart. And Daniel, I'm proud of you, man. Good job.
I'm proud
And
of you too. All of the Puerto Ricans are proud of you, my friend. Boricua. ¿Qué pasa?
Boricua.
Wepa! Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the thing is when you see stuff like that, all right, listen. I'm always excited for Hispanic characters showing up on television, but as soon as it's Puerto Rican specifically for me, that's when I lose my mind because I don't know if we get enough of that. I want to see
We
more
don't
Puerto
see a lot
Ricans.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I have such a soft spot for Miles Morales because he's half Puerto Rican, and I'm like,
Hmm.
yes, represent. All right, let's go.
And you're gonna see a lot. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of him and his mother. Looks like he's gonna have a lot of good moments with Rio, his mom.
Yeah,
It's kind of similar in that, like, the first movie was a lot of relationship with him and his dad. In this movie, it looks like we're gonna get a little more of his mom and her guidance throughout this film. So it just looks so good, and and I'm hoping it's at least as good as the first one. And just I'm rooting for it to do well because, of course, I may be a little bit biased because my brother's involved in it, but
it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, just from an unbiased third person perspective, it does look freaking cool.
And also, let's also just quickly go through the story stuff because like it looks so cool. The fact that there's like a Spider-Verse team that Miguel is starting to put together, Spider-Man 2099. He's putting this team together, and Miles is not invited, and he wants to be a part of it, but he's apparently not cool enough because of specific reasons that we don't know about. And that trailer gave us a lot of cool details about Miguel as a character. How much is at stake for him as well?
Played by Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac's character, and also, we also get to see Peter B. Parker return with his kids.
Oh my God, with the when he comes in crawling on the ceiling and he's got the baby in the carrier, that was hilarious.
Mayday Parker, man, that's gonna be so cool.
Right.
Mayday Parker, and also we've got the rock and roll Spider-Man. We get to see the PS4 version of Spider-Man in this movie as well as a little reference. There's so much love and care put into this movie trailer itself that I'm so hyped for it. I'm so hyped.
Such attention to detail.
And I know last month we reported that maybe some of the story is kind of having issues here and there, but I don't know. Listen, I think the directors of these movies, they write as they go, and that's how they worked on the first movie as well. So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say I can't judge it until I see it.